Hi, Helen from crystalsandcrochet.com here, and welcome to part 6 of the Floralia Crochet Along, designed by Emma at Pippin Poppycock. Okay, in part 6 we are going to complete our centre square. We're then going to join our small square strips that we completed last time, and we're then going to start working around the entire blanket. Okay, have fun. Round 46. We are going to start in any chain 3 corner space. We're going to make a 3 double crochet cluster, chain 2 and another 3 double crochet cluster. Okay, so you can start with a chain 2, or you can start as if you're making a standing double crochet and just yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, and then second partial and third. Okay, so a 3 double crochet cluster is 3 partial double crochets. Yarn over through all, chain 2. Just going to swing that round a bit. There we go. Okay, let me zoom out just a tad. There we go. Okay, so yarn over, in, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2. We're going to do that 3 times. Okay, yarn over into the space, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2. You've got 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all 4. Okay, so you've got 2 3 double crochet clusters. Okay, and then working our way across to the other corner, we are going to chain 2, and we're then going to double crochet 3 together. Okay, now that's a cluster that is all done into the same space or stitch. A 3 together is similar, but it's worked over 3 stitches. So it's yarn over, into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, yarn over into the second stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, and now the third time, so into the third stitch, 4 loops on a hook. Okay, so that's our 3 together. It's worked over 3 stitches. Okay, so chain 2 and then a double crochet 3 together, worked over the next 3 stitches. Okay, so your corners are a 3 double crochet cluster, chain 2, 3 double crochet cluster, and your repeat is then chain 2, double crochet 3 together over the next 3 stitches. Okay, do that across the side and I'll catch up with you when I get to the next corner. So once you have worked all the way across, don't forget to make that last chain 2 before you start again in the corner with your 3 double crochet cluster, chain 2, 3 double crochet cluster. Okay, so that's what we've got coming all the way across. Carry on, do the other 3 sides, and then when you come back, don't forget that very last chain 2 there, join to that beginning cluster and fasten off. Round 47. We're going to start in any chain 3 corner space with a double crochet. Okay, so standing double crochet, chain 3, and then a second standing double crochet. Okay, so that's our corner. Double crochet, chain 3, double crochet, and we are then going to make a V-stitch in each chain 2 space working across the side. Okay, so remember, a V-stitch is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, so that's into the chain 2 space. Each time double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and you're going to do that all the way across. Double crochet, chain 3, double crochet in your corners, and then a V-stitch in each chain 2 space across, all the way round, and then join to that standing double crochet and fasten off. Okay, for round 48, a little bit like we did back here, we're going to turn over and work on the wrong side. Okay, so make sure that you've got the wrong side facing you, and then starting in any chain 3 corner space, we're going to make a bobble stitch, single crochet, bobble stitch, single crochet. Okay, so if you remember, a bobble stitch is like a 5 double crochet cluster. Okay, so again we're going to start as if we're going to make a standing double crochet. So yarn over your hook, pull up a loop and through 2 loops once, and then we're going to do that 5 times. Okay, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so we've got 6 loops on a hook. I'm going to yarn over and pull through all 6 loops. And then, as before, what creates the bobble is when we make the single crochet and it squishes that cluster down so that it pops out onto the right side of our work. Okay, so as I said, bobble, single crochet, and we're doing that twice, so we want another bobble, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Yarn over through all 6 loops and single crochet again. Okay, so from the back they're squished down, from the right side they pop up. Okay, and then again there's a very simple repeat in each V-stitch, so that's in the chain 1 space here. We are going to do a bobble stitch and a single crochet. 2, 3, 4 and 5, pull through and single crochet. Okay, and we're going to do that all the way across. Now, don't worry that your bobble stitch has got quite a long top loop, because with our V-stitch, which is double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, that counts as like 3 stitches. So you actually want your bobble stitch to almost be the size of 2 stitches on the top there, otherwise it will make your work ruffle quite badly. Okay, so just carry on all the way across with a bobble and single crochet in each V-stitch. Okay, and then in your corners it's bobble, single crochet, bobble, single crochet. Five and through and single. Okay, and then when you're finished and you come all the way round to the beginning here and you've done that last single crochet, join to that first bobble stitch and fasten off. Okay, and double check, you should have 31 bobbles on each side. Okay, so round 49. This round's all V stitches again, and we're going to work in between the bobbles, so not into either of the stitches, just in between them. And we start in the corner. So first of all, make sure the right side's facing you. Okay, and in between the two corner bobbles, just squish them over, we are going to V-stitch. Okay, so that's double crochet, chain one, double crochet. Whoops, start that one again. Okay, and then chain two and make another V-stitch. So remember, your V-stitch is double crochet, chain one, double crochet. Okay, so that is each corner. V-stitch, chain two, V-stitch. And you are then going to V-stitch between each bobbles until you get down to the corner. Okay, so very simply V-stitch, skip all the bobbles, just go in between the stitches, in between the bobbles. Okay, like that, all the way around. I'll catch up with you at the end of this round, of this row, sorry, before I get to the next corner. Okay, so that's your last V-stitch before the corner, where again you are going to V-stitch. A little bit more tricky getting in between them in the corner. Chain two and then V-stitch again. Okay, so you've got a total of 32 V-stitches each side. Okay, so that's from corner to corner, so you've got your chain two corner space here and then 32 V-stitches coming all the way along to the last one, which is the first you make into the corner. Okay, so go ahead and do that 3 more times, so all 4 sides, and then when you come back round to the beginning here, join to that standing double and fasten off. Okay, round 50, we're going to start in any chain two corner space and we're going to make 4 double crochet in that chain two corner space. Okay, so starting with a standing double and then another 3. 2, 3 and 4. Okay, and then we are going to make 3 double crochet into each V-stitch all the way along to the next corner. So remember, when you're working into the V-stitch, you're working into that chain 1 space. Okay, so three double crochet in there, 2 and 3. Okay, next one, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, and carry on all the way along like that. So 3 double crochet in each V-stitch, and then in the chain 2 corner space 4 double crochet. Okay, so you're going to have a total of 100 double crochet per side. When you come round and you've done your last 3 double crochet in this last V-stitch, join with a slip stitch to that first standing double crochet. Okay, round 51 is a super simple round. We're going to chain 1 and we're going to single crochet in the same stitch. So that's the same stitch that we joined in. I've lost all my stitch markers, never mind. Place a stitch marker in that first one because it does just make life a little bit easier for you. And then you are literally just going to single crochet in each stitch around. I would recommend that you don't do your single crochets too tight. Okay, just keep a nice sort of even, slightly relaxed tension as you're doing them, because if you do tighten your single crochets up, it will cause your work to curl up. Okay, so single crochet in every stitch all the way around the entire blanket. When you get back to this first one, join here and fasten off, because we are then going to join our flower burst square panels to our centre square. Okay, at the end of round 51, I suggest you work away any tail ends that you've got so far on your centre square, just to make things neater and easier. Okay, so if you have a look on the pattern, the PDF, you will see that it's given a diagram showing how to join your squares. But we're going to start off matching corner to corner, so that with the first join you have a square sort of sticking out at the end here. Okay, so we're going to work in exactly the same way as we did before. I'm just going to pop a stitch marker into the second double crochet of that corner of 4. Okay, is that right? I've got 1, 2, yeah, that's right. Okay, and we're again going to join in exactly the same way. So you've got right sides up and then push together so that it's actually wrong sides that are facing each other. And again, we're going to join, let me pop a marker in this one as well. We've got 1, 2. And 3. Okay, so into where you've got that corner group of 4 stitches, okay, into the third one, and again into the back loop, and then matching into the one that's got your marker in, and then slip stitch, join, so through all 3 loops. Okay, let me zoom in a bit so that I can just refresh your memory on this. Okay, so back loop, remember, nice and loose, no tension, because you don't want to pull this too tight. Emma does say in the pattern to go up to a 4.5mm hook if you want to, or sort of basically increasing your hook size by half a size. But if you can just take it slow and relax and put no tension on it, you can still keep working with the same size hook. Okay, so I'm going to work all the way across. I'll just come up to where we've got the join here and I'll come back to you. Okay, so where you come up to one of the joins, you've got your stitch markers in the 2 stitches that you're going to work into. Okay, so you've got 4 squares with 25 stitches each, plus you've got your main square with 100 stitches. Okay, so 4 25s is 100, so you do not make a stitch in the join. Okay, so into the next stitch and then into the marked stitch, and keep that join tail end on the top of your work. Okay, into the next stitch and into the next marked stitch. Okay, and then just keep going as you were before. Let me just do a few more and then you can see. Okay. Sorry, excuse someone barking. Okay, so as you can see, your join comes along perfectly and you've got your tail end from your join, and once you've gone round all the way, then you're going to sew those ends away, okay, but not yet. Okay, so carry on with this first join to the end here, okay, where you're going to join the where are we, 1, 2, second, I'm going to put 1 in each. You're going to join the second single crochet that's in that group of 4 to the last marked stitch. Let me zoom out so you can see better. Okay, you're going to join the first one that's in the second to that last marked stitch. Okay, and then I'll come back to you again. Okay, so I've come all the way along to the end. So take your next strip, put a marker in the second half double of that corner group and in the third of that corner group. Okay, and then this one goes here, and again we are just going to work across. Now the second one matches to that one, so come into the third back loop on this square and into the marked back loop on that square. Get rid of that stitch marker, and then just continue to the end of these 2 squares. Okay, once you've finished and you come to the end, finish off exactly as we did before with the strips. So just make a chain 1 and then leave yourself a nice long tail about 6 inches, because we are not going to work our ends away until we are told to. Okay, and then once you've done this, you're then going to start here and you're going to work all the way down this side. So you'll come all the way along here, and again you've got, oops, 1 square left here, so you're going to repeat exactly what I've just done there by putting your next row here, working along here, and then start here and come down, okay, until you've got all of your pieces joined together. Okay, once you have completed all of your joins, each corner you need to place a stitch marker in the back loop of the 2nd and 3rd half double crochets. Okay, so you'll have 2 stitch markers next to each other in the back loops of the 2nd and 3rd stitches. Okay, now in this round we are going to be working in the front loops only, and again it's another round of all slip stitches. Okay, so like we've done before, let me just get my slip knot on the hook. Leave all of your ends, okay, and we're going to start in the 3rd front loop of any 4 half double corner. Okay, so that's your 2nd marker. Okay, so you're going to join into that front loop with a slip stitch, and then slip stitch in the front loop of every stitch. Again, keep this looser. If you want to go up half a hook size to a 4.5, then do, but if you've kept your slip stitch joins looser, as I'm doing now, then you're going to find it quite easy to just work round with these slip stitches. Okay, I'm just going to do a few more and then I'll come back to you as I work over a join. Okay, so as I work along, where I've got my markers, that's the last stitch of that square, so slip stitch in that one, skip the join, and then slip stitch into the first stitch on the next square, and just keep going all the way around. Okay, so hold on, let's just do one more. Okay, so as you can see, sorry, your tail end is still on the top, and you're now just slip stitching in the front loop of each stitch all the way around. Once you get right back to the beginning here, you're going to join to this first slip stitch and fasten off. So again, the ideal type of join is an invisible join, where you're going to work through and cover this rather than having a little slip stitch knot sitting on the front of your work. Okay, so go ahead all the way round, 150 slip stitches on each side. Okay, round 53. in this round you are going to be working into the back loops of the stitches where you've made these slip stitches, and if you can go into the third loop as well. Okay, so you've got 2 loops on the hook there. You'll find it will make your work much more stable. Okay, so we're going to start in the second back loop of any 4 half double corner. So remember, we put stitch markers in the second and third, so it's the first stitch marker where we're going to start, and we are going to make a back loop single crochet in that stitch. Okay, so as I said, go through the third loop as well and join with a standing single crochet there, and you're then going to chain 3 and make a back loop single in the next stitch, and find your third loop as well if you can. Oops, no, missed it. Can be a bit tricky sometimes. That's fine. Okay, so that's your corner. No, don't like that. I'm going to take that out and try that one again. Let's just wiggle it a bit. Oops, too far. There we go. Okay, so that's your corner. Single crochet in the back loop, chain 3, single crochet, and you are then going to back loop single crochet in each stitch along to the next marker. Okay, so first marker is a back loop single, chain 3, back loop single into the next marker, and then excuse me, a back loop single in every stitch, working into the third loop as well. So if you just tilt your work slightly as I'm doing, you can see quite clearly where the third loop is, so that you can get in there easily. Okay, so carry on all the way round, back loop single in every stitch and a chain 3 for the corner, all the way round, and then join to that first single crochet with a slip stitch. Okay, round 54 we're going to slip stitch into the chain 2 corner space. Okay, and then we are going to make a 3 double crochet cluster, chain 2, 3 double crochet cluster. So for a beginning 3 double crochet cluster, we're going to chain 2, okay, then yarn over into the space, pull up a loop, yarn over through 2, and repeat that, so that we've got 3 partial trebles there, 3 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through. Okay, so that's your beginning 3 double crochet cluster. Chain 2 and then make your next cluster, and 3 and pull through. Okay, so your corners are 3 double crochet cluster, chain 2, 3 double crochet cluster. And we are then going 2, chain 2, and then double crochet 3 together. So this is like the round that we did way back here. Okay, so chain 2, yarn over into that first stitch and through 2, yarn over into the second stitch, through 2, yarn over into the third stitch, pull up your loop, yarn over through 2, so you've got 4 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through all of them. Okay, and repeat that all the way across. Okay, whoops. So it's double crochet 3 together over 3 stitches, and then chain 2. Okay, so your corners, 3 double crochet cluster, chain 2, 3 double crochet cluster, and then it's chain 2, double crochet 3 together all the way across. When you get to the end of the side and you've made that last 3 double crochet together, you will chain 2 before going into the corner, or on this last side you're going to join to that beginning cluster and fasten off. Okay, moving on to round 55, we are going to start in any chain 2 corner space, and in each corner we're going to make a V-stitch, chain 3, V-stitch. Okay, so again our V-stitch, we're going to start this one with a standing double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet. Okay, we're then going to chain 3 and then V-stitch again, so double crochet, chain 1 and double crochet. Okay, so each of our corners are going to be V-stitch, chain 3, V-stitch, and you're then going to make a V-stitch in each chain 2 space across to the corner. Okay, so this is like the rows that we've done before. Where did we do them? Back here. Okay, this was the same where we did the 3 togethers with the chain 2s and then the V-stitches and the bobbles. We're going to be repeating that section again. Okay, so you've already done this. So just working across V-stitch in each chain 2 space, and then in the corner V-stitch, chain 3, V-stitch. Work your way all the way round, and then when you come back to the beginning, join to the standing double and fasten off. Okay, round 56 is a bobble round again, so we're going to be working on the wrong side of our work, so make sure you turn your work over wrong side facing. Okay, and we are going to work as we did before. The chain 3 corners have bobble, single crochet, slightly different this time because there's a chain 2 in there, and then single crochet, bobble, single crochet. Okay, so if you remember, our bobble is a 5 double crochet cluster. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 through all 6 loops, and then we're going to single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, then another bobble, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 through all 6 loops and single crochet. Okay, so we've got, it all looks very crowded in there, but we've got bobble, single crochet, chain 2, single crochet, bobble, single crochet. If you want to pop a stitch marker in the chain 2 corner, you can, although it is quite easy to find. Okay, Emma's hint is to pop a stitch marker in there, so let's be good boys and girls and do as we're told. Okay, there we go. Okay, and then our pattern repeat is to make a bobble and a single crochet in each of the V stitches. Okay, so again, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 for our bobble, and then single crochet in the same V stitch. Again, remember, like last time, because we've been working in groups of 3 and now all of a sudden we're going down to 2 stitches, the top loops of your bobble will be stretched and they sort of need to be stretched, so don't try getting those really tight, otherwise you'll make your work really sort of pucker and ripple. Okay, so let the top loops of the bobble stitch be stretched out slightly. 4 and 5 and single crochet. Okay, so that's your repeat, so carry on all the way around. Remember, in your corner, bobble stitch, single, chain 2, single, bobble stitch, single. Okay, so there's 2 bobble stitches and 3 single crochets and a chain 2 in each corner group, and then in each V stitch it's bobble stitch, single crochet. Once you come all the way back round to the beginning, join to that first bobble stitch and fasten off. Okay, round 57, make sure you turn your work back so that you have the right side facing you. Okay, so you're going to see all your popcorns and your bobbles on the right side. Okay, and we're going to start in any chain 2 corner space, okay, which we've got marked, and we are going to V stitch, chain 2 and V stitch. Okay, so into the chain 2 and a V stitch, which you'll remember now is a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, then chain 2 and then make another V stitch, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, so each of your corners into the chain 2 space is V stitch, chain 2, V stitch, and then you are going to V stitch in between the bobbles all the way across to the next corner. Okay, so just in between the bobbles you go. V stitches. So again, this is a nice sort of quick round after the bobble round, which takes quite a long time doing all those bobbles. Okay, so corner, V-stitch, chain 2 V-stitch into the chain 2 space, and then V-stitch between bobbles all the way along your side. So as you finish your side, you'll have a V-stitch in here, and then you go into your corner, so you're skipping the bobbles and the single crochets and everything. Once you come all the way round to the end here, join to that standing double crochet and fasten off. Moving on to round 58, we're going to start in any chain 2 corner space, okay, and in that chain 2 corner space you are going to make 4 double crochet. It's 3 and 4. Okay, so each chain 2 corner space is 4 double crochet, and then 3 double crochet into each V-stitch, so that's in the chain 1 space of the V-stitch. Okay, so again, nothing in the double crochets on the sides, just all into the V-stitch. 3 double crochet in each one. Okay, so again, another nice simple round. 4 double crochet in your corners, 3 in each V-stitch. All the way round. Once you come back here and you've done your last 3 double crochet in that last V-stitch, join to your standing double crochet with a slip stitch. Round 59, and you are going to need your stitch markers again. Okay, so we are going to chain 1 and single crochet in the same stitch. Okay, that's the first of those 4 corner stitches. Now you're going to work a single crochet in each stitch around, but you're going to place stitch markers in the back loop of the 2nd and 3rd. Okay, so that's the first one, 2nd and 3rd, and then there we go with the 4th. So you're going to put your stitch markers in the back loop of the 2nd. Oh, that's got a little catchy bit on it, that one. Try again. Okay, back loop of the 2nd single crochet and the back loop of the 3rd single crochet of each corner. Okay, so it's just a normal single crochet in every stitch all the way around the blanket. But when you get to the corners, you've got your groups of 4 double crochet in the corners. So in the 2nd and 3rd single crochets that you make there, you're going to mark the back loop of those stitches. Okay, so we're just going to single crochet in each stitch around, but in that corner group of 4, place your markers in the back loop of the 2nd and 3rd. Okay, come all the way around and join to that first single crochet and fasten off. If you want to, just to help you with which is your very first stitch, place a marker there so that you know as you complete these 3, there's the one that you're going to join to. Okay, so all the way round exactly as I've just described. Okay, the final part, or the final thing that we need to do for part 6 is to work away all of these ends from our joins. So the best way to do this is thread the end onto a yarn needle, and then what you're going to do, let me zoom in a bit closer so you can see this really closely. Okay, on the edging where you've got this slip stitch row, go under one slip stitch, skip one, and then come back through the other one, and then into that last slip stitch of the join and through to the back. Okay, so you can see now, you can hardly see that join, and then on the back just work away under one of the rows of half doubles in the beginning and snip. Okay, with the corner where we've got the two first parts, or the two ends should I say, of that slip stitch row, thread both yarns onto your needle and then just go straight to the back with them. Okay, and again you can then work those away. Okay, here we've got two, and you can see how this has started to pull apart. So again, to make this look really neat, we're going to come again with the slip stitch join under one, skip the next one, under the next one, and through to the back. Okay, again you can work that end away to the back. I actually find it easiest to do all of the working it round to the back parts first. Okay, so you can see how neatly that joins it together. Once you've got all of them worked away to the back, then you can flip over and actually work them away rather than keep backwards and forwards with your work. Okay, so go ahead and do that, tidy up all of your ends, work them all away, and that is the end of part 6. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.